what's happening is we're moving from a first and second generation of solutions in healthcare to the next generation, which is really driven around data, the capture of data, and the so what of data. It's one thing to capture data from sensors, it's another thing to actually make sense and make people better and well, as opposed to capturing data and making things more confusing.
So there's a couple of big areas where innovation is, I think, really lacking right now. One is in sort of product design. There is a huge need for really smart, well-designed, stylish products that people of all ages like. Right now, there's been a bit of a tendency for products to be rather sort of unstylish and sort of rather functional. And I think the kind of message that we're hearing loud and clear is that we really need to up our game as product designers and solution designers to make awesome, cool products that everybody would wear, whether you're 18 or 80.
I think a few companies have done this really well. For example, Apple, somebody who's 5 years old or 105 years old likes to use Apple products and mostly understands how to use them and how to run certain apps and can have effectively helping them do certain things. So I think design is very, very important, and universal design.
I think what's most exciting is this whole concept of Internet of Things and the ability for invisible technology for older adults and not necessarily requiring a lot of user input, but being able to have connected devices and smart homes that can help us provide better care at a more affordable price.
It's really confusing for older people or people of all ages to try and figure out usernames and passwords and to have lots of different plugs that don't really tie in together, and so you've got a whole array of disconnected devices.
There's a lot of entrepreneurs that are understanding that the needs and the expectations of the older consumer are changing, and that what exists today in terms of products and services designed for older people is not acceptable.
Everyday items are starting to adapt to us. So rather than human beings having to adapt to technology, which is what we did 10, 15 years ago when we had to learn how to use a keyboard, now technology is adapting around humans. So the Internet of Things, where your everyday items are connected to the internet and give you all the benefits of being connected to the internet, that's going to be for me the great revolution and the thing that gives everybody access to the benefits of digital.
Kind of bringing all of those things together and creating an atmosphere that's extremely tech-enabled, but that puts no burden on the caregiver or the older adult themselves.
So I think one thing that we all need to remember as we're sort of developing products and services for older people is it's not just about the healthcare, and so we're trying to kind of frame it more as very holistic solutions.
For me, it's a human rights issue before it even begins to be an innovative subject.
I think the need is throughout the entire aging experience. I think it's too broad to narrow down into one specific area.
There's huge opportunity for industry, for startups, for innovators, for entrepreneurs, for public sector organizations, for third sector organizations. It's fertile ground.
You have to consider how people across a spectrum of ability, a spectrum of age, can access that. But not only that, it's not enough just to make it accessible. It has to delight, it has to bring pleasure to people, there has to be something there.
At all levels, things need doing. You need to have the reminder of this is what my husband looks like and where I'm supposed to be tonight. You need the monitoring and all the things that somebody who's really incapacitated wants, and you need the fun and games that something like Freebird offers.
We're not seeing individual solutions kind of addressing specific healthcare needs being as important as things that really sort of take a whole person approach to life. And I think one of the things that is often missing in these discussions is the importance of purpose. And I'd really like to see more companies that give the older person more of a reason to show up, reason to contribute, and they have so much, oftentimes there's so much experience and wisdom that is untapped in our society, and that's a huge missed opportunity for us. And I think as we can create ideas and solutions and technologies that actually just get to this point of unlocking the potential in the older generation of society, then society as a whole is going to be much better off.